It's just so frustrating. We just, we knew it was going to be hard, and we knew we had to really dig deep. And there's some real highlights. And one of the things we talked about is having an I get to mentality. Like, I get to compete today. There's a lot of teams, and coming out of a COVID shutdown, you couldn't play. We had to play out of gratitude that this is an awesome opportunity, and no excuses. Adversity is happening to everyone, and how are we going to respond? And so I just told the team, look, you can't say that before the game and not have to we get to learn from this. We get to let it hurt our hearts, so we come back and compete and change and grow. This is a phenomenal conference, and it's going to force you to go to new levels. And so we're going to let this game hurt us, but we're going to learn from it and move on. I do think there was some real bright spots. Izzy Anstey, 13 rebounds, something you guys don't see. 13 passion plays. It was huge. Natalie Chou, 15 points, 5 passion plays, 5 assists. I just thought she was our best offensive player in the second half. And just telling her, like, this is who you can be. That it wasn't about you making threes. It was about a mentality, and she wanted to go make plays. And so if we can bottle that and learn from that, we'll get some of our other players that get back going again, and we'll learn from this, and we'll be excited to have an I get to competition game on Friday, hopefully.
Feel free to unmute yourself or raise your hand for a question. Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how you doing? It seemed defensively you guys did a pretty good job, and Colorado had several turnovers, but you weren't able to capitalize on those point-wise. What went wrong, and how can you correct that?
Well, I thought we played 3 quarters of pretty good defense, but that fourth quarter we gave up 24 points, and we just didn't make the adjustment when Sherrod was just getting downhill over and over again. We needed to make that adjustment. But when we did, we were not very aggressive out of, turnover situations. And a lot of them were not live ball turnovers, so they didn't lead to number situations, but our fluidity, our vision of each other, making the simple extra pass just wasn't quite there tonight. So we've got to be able to capitalize that. I just didn't think we had, especially the first half, very good discipline offensively. The way we read screens, we let them get in between on our handoffs over and over again, and never gave them an opportunity that way. They played off of Izzy and Kayla, and we never really burned them on that. And so that was, just something that we need to learn from on those fronts. But I did think the first half we were really struggling offensively, but we stayed really steady defensively, and I was pleased with that. And we didn't maintain some of that poise in the second half, but lots to learn from on that front. But it just wasn't a very fluid offensive game for us.
With the nearly a month off, as well as a short bench, did you ever consider bringing in any of the players who have been injured? Are any of them close to returning?
We do have some that are close, but I did not play them because I'm saving them. I'm playing them because they're not cleared yet. So I will put people in as soon as the medical staff tells me it's safe to do so. We're getting closer on a couple of them, but they haven't been cleared up to this point. And so, at the end of the game, we had 3 players. We only had 5 players. There was nobody to put in. And we had 3 of those players had 4 fouls. So, it's just something we're going to have to find a way and overcome. We're not going to complain about it. We're not going to, it is what it is. This is what we got. And this is how adversity has hit our team. And we do have, I think, in the next couple of weeks, I think we could get some people back. But I'm not saving them, Mike. So they're not available.
Thank you.
Gavin, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. The Buffs almost doubled your team's free throw attempts. I think they shot 33 in the game. Obviously Sherrod was getting in the line a lot, but, what do you think played a role in that? Was it poor defensive technique, I guess, or was it just one team being really aggressive?
Well, I think the more aggressive team, they definitely were more aggressive than we were. And to their credit, they're a much deeper team than they've ever been in the past. But I think they know who they are. Sherrod has been in the past. I mean, she's been really fast and really good off the bounce for a long time, but I think the way that they use each other, they've really grown, I think, in that this year. And watching them on film, they're deeper. They are really, I thought they executed in really key situations and got the people they wanted shots in rhythm ways. And that usually puts the defense on their heels. And then you're late and then you end up, fouling, so credit to them. I think they did a really good job being the aggressor. And then we have to do a better job having awareness of how are we getting hurt? How do we make somebody else hurt us? So in that fourth quarter, how can we rotate better to get it out of Sherrod's hands and make somebody else make a play? And we did change our matchups a little bit, but I think we needed to do a much better job, making them hurt us in a different fashion instead of letting her continue to get downhill.
Right. And then one thing also that stood out, especially in the first half, was IImar'I only taking one shot and not scoring. Did you think, I guess, Izzy being in the starting lineup, maybe did that have anything to do with it, or just how come she wasn't, aggressive and getting inside?
That would be a great conversation that I'm going to get to have with her and watch film with her, because we need her. We need her to get touches. They were doubling her when she did get the ball in the low post some, but there's a lot of actions that we have to probably get her shots. And I think she let her aggression level go down when she didn't get really easy, comfortable catches. Man, she's going to be a major focus in our conference about people are going to try to make her catches hard. And so she's going to have to find multiple ways. One of the ways you can, if you're having trouble, go set someone a great screen so that they either have to help off of you or they have to, then if they help off to guard the other person, now you get an easier catch. There's a lot of ways to counter that, and so we just need to go back and look at that with her and be like, where did you miss opportunities to be the aggressor? Where did you miss opportunities to have a scoring catch? And her scoring catches don't just need to happen in the low post. We were struggling in that. We wanted to get the ball to the paint more, but she could set a great screen and then have a fill cut to a three. She can get the ball in the high post and look to attack off the bounce. I mean, there's a lot of things that way, but if you're not the aggressor, you're not going to get those opportunities in this conference. And I know she'll want to learn from that. She has great drive, and she'll study film and she'll get better and she'll be a better player from it.
Thanks, Coach.
Any other questions? Otherwise, I'll give you the star, Natalie.
Real quick, Coach, any update on Charisma?
Not yet. I think, I think it looked to me, I haven't talked to our medical staff at all, that, and she has her ankle iced, but I haven't had any update on anything. I don't think we'll know anything for a little bit.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you guys for covering, and thanks for your patience while we were in the locker room. Appreciate it.
All right, I'll be joined by Natalie shortly. Hi, Nat. You can unmute yourself or raise your hand if you have any questions.
Hey, Natalie. You guys have been off for about a month. What was it like to not only get back in the flow of the game, but pretty much just get thrust into conference play against, a pretty good Colorado team?
Yeah, it was really interesting. It's something that I've never had to encounter or experience, but we had a lot of practices. We had a lot of opportunities to learn and grow throughout that time that we didn't have games, and it just gave us a lot of time to work on our individual skills and just building connections with each other, we're just connecting with each other both on and off the court.
You guys weren't able to get much done offensively, but defense was pretty solid. You guys forced a lot of turnovers and, really made Colorado think about their shot selection. What are your thoughts on the defense tonight?
Yeah. So the scout was to disrupt their whole offense. Colorado likes to play in their system. They like to play pretty. So our focus was to disrupt. Don't let the ball get to the paint easily, deny high post, all that, just play aggressive. So that was our focus.
Thank you.
Hey, Nat, the Jalen Sherrod got to the line at will in this game. I think she took 17 free throws. Just talk about the challenges that, she presented for you guys defensively guarding her.
Yeah, she's a really great player. She's super quick, great with the ball, great facilitator. Yeah, it was. We'll watch the film and we'll learn how to guard players like that.
And then obviously Charisma going down in the fourth, Kayla fouling out. And it was really you who stepped up, scoring, 10 of your 15 in that quarter. Did you just feel the need to be more aggressive there? Obviously seeing two of your teammates be forced to leave the game, and obviously it wasn't enough, but just what do you think of your guys' performance that last quarter with two of those people out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, my coaches and my teammates instill confidence in me every day. And so I'm always trying to stay confident. Stay in attack mode, no matter what. So, yeah.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else from Natalie? All right. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Thanks for joining us, IImar'I. Feel free to unmute yourself or raise your hand to ask a question.
Hey, IImar'I, I was talking to Coach about it, just a few minutes ago. I think a lot of people were surprised to see you only take one shot in the first half. And obviously you're able to heat up in the third quarter once you were a little more aggressive. Do you think anything played into that, or was it just sort of the game flow?
I think it was sort of the game flow. I take responsibility for how aggressive I have to be. I know that I need to bring scoring to the team. So that's just something I have to improve on.
And then I guess just talk about the intensity, this being your first Pac-12 conference game as a member of UCLA, and even with there being no fans and everything, it seemed like it was a pretty intense game. Both benches were pretty loud and a lot of turnovers and fouls and whatnot. So I guess just what did you take away from that first experience?
It was a great experience, even though we didn't have the outcome that we wanted. I know every game that I have in this conference is going to be tough. It's going to be a tough matchup every time. So I just try to come prepared. I think today our coaches prepared us really well. So we just have to execute better.
IImar'I, was being off, did that affect you guys? Obviously, it's kind of like a restart to the season in a way. Did you feel like you guys, you particularly, were slightly out of sync?
I definitely think that we all knew that we needed to kind of come back stronger, considering the fact that we had almost a month off, but we can't make excuses for ourselves. We know that even though we had a month off, we were prepared to win today. So we just have to keep improving and get back to where we were and know we can be.
You guys started the game out with a 12-5 lead. Then they went up 21-15, and then it was pretty much neck and neck the whole way. What was the mentality of the team, as you went down to try to bring it back to where where the score is pretty much even at that point? What was the defensive mindset?
We really just wanted to stay together and play together on both ends of the floor. But coming into this game, we said that we needed our defense to really anchor us. And I think from the jump, we definitely did that. The score was like 0-2 for the longest. So I think we just have to be able to continue that throughout the entire game, like the same defensive intensity we had at the beginning.
It also seemed that they unfortunately got several 3-point shots, but you guys pretty much shut them down in the paint. In your opinion, what led to that between you and Izzy, and you guys were grabbing a ton of rebounds too. What can you say about what you guys did under the basket?
We just tried to follow the scouting report to the best of our ability. They score a lot in the paint, and they have 3 great post-presence players that could also step out and shoot the 3. So we just tried to win our matchup.
Thank you.
Anything else for IImar'I? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.